Hello everybody and welcome back to Alma. So we're just, as our first job, we're going to get all our stuff loaded into this cold storeroom, and we're also going to bring the wool over and get this stacked up on the outside as well. I'll have to be very honest here, I've been very dozy in one aspect of where I forgot, because I'm sure you couldn't do it in 22 but you can in 25. But if you go into the menu, you can see what productions you own, which that's normal, but you can now see the productions that you don't own and the recipes for them. So we are going to have a look at what we need to get, because I'd like to make the most of doing the likes of apples, lemons, oranges, all that sort of thing. Because if I remember rightly, we can do apple pies, which to do apple pies we'll need the bakery. But to get the bakery, we'd have to maybe start looking at getting the dairy first, you know, for the likes of butter and whatnot, and then have a look at doing flour so that we can make the pies and stuff like that. I'm sure there was something that you could do with pumpkins as well, but we will just have to have a little look. But if we just dump these in first, well, I say dump these in, put these into here first, let's go have a look. So yeah. So you've got the available factories and the ones we own. So we go available. So I think, so the bakery, apple pie, cornbread. Oh, which we only need fine corn flour. So I'm guessing you'd need the grain mill, yeah, to do fine corn flour. So let's just have a look. So the bakery, apple pies, so flour, we won't bother with rice flour, I don't think. So the cakes, you look at the cakes, we can do the strawberries with the normal thing. We've got that. So we need to just sort that out. Apple pie. So we've got the apples, we've got the eggs, we've got the milk. Butter is obviously the dairy. Then we have to sort out the 2 mils for that. So the dairy, there's a lot of stuff we can do here. So we are going to see, we could do butter with goat's milk, or can we do this a different way? I'm just thinking, if we use the goat's milk to make butter, and then we can use the cow's milk to make the cheese. That may be what's that? Oh, look at this, we can do yogurts and all sorts. I didn't realise that. So we may need to get ourselves another greenhouse. But yeah, the dairy is a good option. Ketchup. So tomatoes and water. What's this? Pizzeria. So we need dairy, ketchup and grain mill. Popcorn. Again, dairy and grain mill. Wood. We'll have to look at doing some wood at some point. And obviously tailor shop for our fabric. So I think the dairy is a good shout to start on. We've got the leasing mod as well, so we don't actually have to buy it. We can lease it for a short fee. But right, we're going to very quickly get around all this, sort all our stuff out, and then we'll come back. So I do just want to check. I think wool, is it normally this time of year that wool's worth selling? I can't quite remember here. So if we go on to, where is wool down the bottom? Yes, wool's a brilliant price. So, and this leads me on to my next thing. We need, because we do not have any car, I should say, or any trailer. So would it be worth, if we go into here and cars, would it be worth having a look at buying one? This is the question. I would quite like to buy that at some point. but I don't think it's too much to do with, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think it's too much to do with an American map, so we won't go for that. So let's go back. What are these internationals? Having an old pickup would be quite cool. So that's 27, that's 25. What's the difference in that? So there's the difference in weight and horsepower. Obviously, you've got the extended cab, or we go for the super dry pickup. Right, now this is the question we need to answer. Which pickup do we go for? We have all these Hiluxes, which they're not on model with them. If we went for the super dry, yeah, super dry bed, which that's not very big. The question is going to come down to, can we design this so that it has flat sides? That would be the most ideal option for us. What about this one? Oh, what have I done there? Right, that took a bit of loading. So that will extend it for us, but I don't think there's anything else we can do. Well, there's a lot of stuff we can do, and there's no trailer hitch on that. Whilst with the man, what can we do with this? Trailer hitch, you'd want a yes. I'm guessing you'll be able to unfold those sides down. I just don't think it's too sort of in keeping with the place. But I'm going to do it. Let's buy that. And we'll go gather that up because we're going to have the wool to sell, which is annoying. Oh yeah, I've got a contract to do. What I may do is put this onto the worker, and the worker can go take this down and get that in back to the field next to our house that we just hoed the other day. So this can go spread, which I'm hoping it should be able to pull it all right. And then we can look at getting the wool sold. We can then go and rent the bakery, and when we load up with wool we can take all of our goat's milk and then hopefully remember not to make the same mistake as we did last time, just moving them as and when we saw them. And then we can look at getting our cow's milk moved over there, and I also want to have a look at getting another greenhouse so we can just do, I think, strawberries and tomatoes is what we need to do, because I would like to, in this series, make full use of all the productions that we have, on offer for us to do. Was there no... Ooh, I've just bashed our pickup. Not our pickup, our van. Right, there's no front weight, so we'll take this down to the field. So this will be a nice bit of income where, well, this one contract pays for our new van, which is very, very handy. So let's put that into there. Just set that off on a worker. Did I put on a worker? Yeah. Now let's find this. Does this unfold? I'm guessing it should do. Start engine is there. How do we unfold this? Open flaps Y. I'm guessing U will change the flaps. Oh, so we can go side left and side right. So we're going to bring our bale wrap back with us. That makes a lot of sense considering we're here. And with that now in, let's fold the side up and we will head back to our farmyard, and then, like I say, we'll load up with wool, we'll load up with the goat's milk, we'll come to the dairy. We're only going to lease it because I think it's £500 a month, which I think is more than worth it, because to buy it it's 210, which obviously we don't have the finances to do that. Yeah, and then we'll get the cow's milk over to the dairy, and then then we'll see where we are. I'm not gonna lie, I feel robbed right now. Once we go and sell these, which these are being sold at the bale sell point for some reason. So let's just turn down here and into here. So there should be about 30 odd thousand pounds hopefully. So let's go to the straps off sold. So there's 34.5 plus 1200. But why I feel robbed is if you look at my mileage there, it says I have done 168,223 kilometres already, considering I've only had it for 0.1 hours and it was bought absolutely brand new. Talk about rip off, I was going to say Britain, but rip off America for a brand new vehicle, paying full price, but it's only second hand. Ooh, train. So right, we will park here. I know I did say about getting everything done in that time lapse, but I reckon that would have taken far too long. So we'll go back, we will get, we may have a change, we may go do the cow's milk first, go gather that up in our tanker, which has more than 2 tankers worth, and then we can finish by getting the goat's milk. And by that time, our worker should hopefully have finished his contract. I also did say I was going to tidy this up here, which I am going to do, but I'm thinking I'm going to have a complete overhaul. I've put asphalt down, but I would much rather want concrete. So let's just take this over. I don't know why I was going to leave that there, because the next place we want it is up here for the milk, so that we can then go and take all this. But right, let's flick round to... Well, we can take this for the time being, but we're not taking this on the tanker. We'll keep that on the John Deere, because the John Deere is 6 kilometres, 6 or 5 kilometres faster. I do just want to move this out the way, though, because I think too often we've been running into it. So let's attach that and just move this out to the road. And like I say, we will replace all, wherever we take stuff out, we'll replace the grass as well. So obviously here, where we've done the asphalt there, we're going to have to redo a grass. It's like that little splodge there. I don't know why that's empty. But right, let's get on and just make this so it looks a bit better. So the delivery point is round the back, but round the front is where we can look at leasing it. So that's the dairy, so this is what we want to be going to. And if we just run to the front door, are you open? Yeah, you should be. Let's go have a word with them. So lease, 575 a day. Yes, we can do that. That's absolutely fine. So now we'll go tip this in and then we'll get this going straight away. I'm hoping, well, when we get back to the yard, I'm hoping you approve of of how I've done the yard. I'm trying to make it as user friendly as possible, so we're not driving over our grass all the time. So right, so let's nip to here. Right, let's dump this bit of milk in, and whilst that's going in, we want to have a look at, I said cheese, I think was what I said. So we'll get that activated. We'll get this back to the yard, and before we refill, I want to have a look at getting a normal greenhouse now. Right, that's empty, so I'll see you back at the yard. So it also looks like our worker may have run out of fertiliser. So if we have a look in here, we should have some solid fertiliser for him. And we get to use a new track now. So yeah, I think it does get a bit narrow here. But yeah, we've now got tracks going every side we want to. Yeah, I'm taking this onto here because we're going to build a third greenhouse for strawberries and tomatoes. So if we go onto our construction menu, what do we hit? Oh, slow down, John Deere. So stop. Greenhouses. So that's a big greenhouse. We can go for, if we go for a large one like this, we could put it here, which means that now the John Deere's in the way. I probably will put it there to try and keep them all in some sort of a line. So let's put that there. Construction, like I say, we'll keep with the bigger greenhouses. I think that makes a bit of sense. And this is going to be the absolute nightmare, trying to keep them somewhat in line. So what do we say? Go like that. If it is wrong, we can just delete it and put it in again. I reckon we could go slightly closer in, maybe. No, we're going to leave it at that. I think we can spend too much time messing on with little jobs like that. Right, but what we will do is we'll put all this back to concrete again. Keep it all looking uniform. I do much prefer the concrete look than the asphalt look, which baffles me of why I was happy to do everything as asphalt, which was rather interesting. Right, let's put that there. I've gone one too many over. But right, let's load up with some water. We'll get it filled up, and then like I say, we're going to go tomatoes and strawberries. So then that opens the door for us with the pizzeria. And with the strawberry yogurt, which is something that I'm very much looking forward to giving a go. So I have set the strawberries to distribute and the tomatoes to store, because we won't be doing it this episode, but in the next episode we may go and lease the ketchup production, because that only needs tomatoes and water, which we now have abundance of. So if we go to here, we can tip this in, and let's go to the dairy, and we want 2 strawberry yogurt. So let's activate, keep that as storing. It may not, oh no it is, because we've got 8 litres in there. So now that is strawberry yogurt, cheese, and by the end of the episode we will have goat's milk butter coming along. So we're investing a lot of money. Well, we're renting, but we are investing in building up all our supply. Can we beat this bus? Can we beat the bus? Yeah, don't do that in real life. So we're investing a lot of money. You think that third greenhouse, £54,000? We're spending 500 and some a month just to lease the production. So yeah, it should hopefully all be very worthwhile. And once we get into harvest, we should see the fruits of our labour. The only other bit that I can see that I would like to do a bit of work to is round our watermill, because obviously we're still just driving on the grass there, which doesn't look the greatest at all. But right, let's turn the beacons off. Let's find, where is it? This is what we need to find, because you are empty, and we should have some fertiliser back at the yard. But interesting, it's not showing on the mini map how far they got to. Maybe if we go like this and go to, does it not show fertilized state? Better be careful because we won't be far. Nope. Right, we'll just have to hope that when we put some fertilizer, some solid fertilizer back in, that it does show us what's the crack. And if we're only doing 9%, what's in here? This is where there's going to be next to nothing. Let's hope that this can do 9%, which, if you think about it, I think there was 3,000 litres went in, so that's 3 pallets, and that's done nearly the whole field. So hopefully this should finish it for us. Now please turn there. Brilliant, there we go. So we can get started straight onto here, get this fertilised, and then, like I say, we've still got the goat's milk to shift, get that up to our dairy, and then I think that'll be it for this episode. Then we can look to move on into next month. So you can see that although we've got quite a few milk churns in there, we only have 2,912 litres of goat's milk. But anyways, let's now go and put another load in. So let's set the straps off. Where are they? Why aren't these going in? Are we missing this trigger? Hello? Why aren't these going into the trigger? I'm sure it's around there somewhere. It's not this far forward, is it? Interesting. Or is it too high? Do we need to take... Oh, there we go. Right, so now with them in, let's go have a look at our factory. So we want butter for the goat's milk. So let's activate that. So that's everything activated there. These are all activated. That's fine. Because, like I say, the next place we want to be going for... Well, we can go for the ketchup production. Where if we... Let's just visit that. And see, if we wanted to buy that, it's 150, so that's not too bad. But if we wanted to lease it for 10, I think that would be more. You'd probably lease. Well, I think we'll look down the leasing route. And then the pizzeria, we need flour, so we'd have to most likely go for the grain mill next, which I can see this being very expensive. Okay, not as bad as what I thought, but again, it would be a leasing job, which is almost £800 a day. But anyways, I think that's been very, very productive. We've got a lot of things going, and we have this fantastic new truck, which I can see myself using this in quite a few Let's Plays. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye for now.